Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this year's Framing the Future. My name is Hillary Billings, and I'm chairman of the board of Habitat Greater San Francisco. Habitat continues to serve the families in our 3 Bay Area counties through programs that help keep long-term homeowners in their home, as well as providing families the opportunity to own a home for the very first time. Every day I'm astonished by how far we've come, especially in the last few years when the headwinds against us have been so strong. Thank you from me and from our entire board. We could not do this important work without you. I want to thank my fellow board members at Habitat, the Habitat staff, and all of our committed supporters. We hope what you will learn about our future plans today will leave you feeling as inspired as we are. Kicking off the event is the person whose commitment and vision for Habitat Greater San Francisco has made all this work possible, CEO Maureen Sidonin. Please welcome Maureen.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this year's Framing the Future 2021, Wealth Building in America. And please join me in giving thanks to our very generous supporters and corporate and business partners and many other families and individuals and organizations who have already generously supported this event. Not least, our presenting sponsor, the Marin Community Foundation, who returned once again to partner with us for this annual event. We are so honored today to have a welcome and remarks by their newly appointed president and CEO, Ria Suh. She's an inspiring philanthropist, an environmental hero, and a champion of all families to live and thrive in the communities they call home. Welcome, Ria.
Oh, Maureen, thank you so much. It's really one of the best aspects of this new job at the Marin Community Foundation is learning about our longstanding partnerships with so many important nonprofits in the Bay Area. And Habitat for Humanity is really right on the very top of that list. It's an organization that I've personally admired for a really long time, and I'm super excited to be in the position to be more directly involved with your work. So as you know well, the opportunity to own a home has long been positioned as a fundamental part of being an American, of having the American dream. But unfortunately, the ability to own one's home has been out of reach for too many people. I am now located in one of the most expensive counties for housing in the United States, where the median price for a home in Marin County is $1.7 million. So how can we expect to have a vibrant, diverse community when only a few people can afford to live here? So the short answer is that we can't. And that's where your role, that's where Habitat's role becomes so critically important. So next year, Habitat will host a groundbreaking ceremony for an 80-unit development in Novato. And groundbreaking it is. It's going to be the largest affordable housing project in Marin's history, the largest, providing homes for up to 500 people who work and participate in the community. It's going to be created with the environment in mind, being green certified and rated with solar energy, a low carbon footprint, and in close proximity to public transportation. Habitat, through its perseverance, which, yes, was a lot of perseverance to get this project to this state, creativity and vision is setting the absolute right precedent for a county like Marin, and a precedent that I think demonstrates the true values of who we are in this county. So I'm certainly hoping it can serve as a template for future affordable housing projects here, and for projects where government, nonprofits, and philanthropy can join together in multi-sector partnerships to create opportunities for home ownership for everyone, not just some. So Maureen, congratulations on this incredible achievement. And I'm just so looking forward to working with you on the project and more projects in the future. So congratulations to you and the entire Habitat for Humanity team for the impact you're having on all of our lives in the Bay Area. Thank you.
Once again, thank you so much. We cannot do what we do without you and your unwavering generosity. Thank you. On behalf of all of us at Habitat for Humanity Greater San Francisco, I hope you and your families continue to be safe and well. And I hope that you are persevering through what has been and still is an incredibly difficult time. COVID has changed us forever in so many ways, and we believe it gives us an opportunity to dig deep, to embolden our resilience, and be even more determined to face our local housing crisis. and work each day to build a more just community by building and preserving more affordable homes for first-time homebuyers to stay and thrive in our region, giving their children the opportunities they dream and pray for each day, and for our longtime homeowners to hold on to their precious asset, a home they own and that they work so hard for and built their families a future in. We are truly proud of the beloved community we have been building for over 30 years in San Francisco, San Mateo, and Marin, our Bay Area home. This beloved community, as Dr. King so adeptly named, is a place where everyone is cared for. It is absent of poverty, hunger, and hate. A community, as he imagined it, that involves systems of law and policies, education infrastructure, healthcare, and municipal reform that no one sector, much less one person, could create in isolation. I'm blessed to live on a street named after Dr. King, so each day I am reminded of the importance of his legacy and significance. Today, we will continue our legacy during Framing the Future of lifting the voices of our homeowners, supporters, and leaders with the hope of inspiring and shining a light on the importance of homeownership, the main way families in America build wealth, as a tool and strategy to undergird our case that homeownership matters. Habitat Greater San Francisco is uniquely poised here in the Bay Area, arguably one of the most expensive regions in our country, to continue to make this dream a reality for hundreds of families. We do so through the generosity and partnership of others. For those of you watching today who work in city and county government, thank you. We could not do this without you. To those of us who have supported us financially, sponsoring this event, and in our everyday work, thank you. For those watching, we would love for you to join us and make a contribution today to support our incredible growth and impact. There is a QR code on the screen you can scan or go to www.habitatgsf.org to donate. Thank you. For those of you in the private sectors of banking, real estate development, construction, utility and infrastructure, education and healthcare, science and technology, thank you. You are joining in and supporting, volunteering, and advocating for our impact. And this is the engine that drives our success. We are so grateful. In particular, I want to thank Facebook, along with Northern Light Venture Capital and Wareham Development, for sponsoring Framing the Future 2021. We are so appreciative of their support of Habitat Greater San Francisco. Thank you all. Today, we are going to be joined in conversation with the remarkable Van Jones. He almost needs no introduction, but of course I will give him one right before our conversation on wealth building in America. But before that, let's take a moment to reflect on where we are today. 2021, the second year navigating this heartbreaking pandemic. Over 700,000 lives have been lost in the US. Bless all of those families and loved ones. I'm reminded that through the medical and technological systems, we've seen incredible progress and efficacy with vaccinations and the continuance of safety protocols implemented widely in our region. These actions are examples of building a beloved community, taking hold. At HGSF, we can continue to see how this relentless pandemic continues to expose the precarious economic situation faced by so many. A situation driven in large part by the lack of a safe, decent, and affordable place to live. As we continue each day to serve the families in our region who are part of the 1 in 6 families in the United States paying more than half of their income on rent or mortgage. The tens of millions of Americans continuing to live under the threat of eviction or foreclosure due to the impacts of the pandemic. We at Habitat Greater San Francisco, from our board to our staff, community and governmental partners, to policymakers and our thousands of volunteers and hundreds of homeowners, are busy. We are busy each day building our own version of that beloved community. Side by side, shoulder to shoulder, we are in the finishing stages of 26 new Habitat homes, 20 in Redwood City and 6 in Daly City, where our homeowners are deep into completing their 500 hours of sweat equity. This special aspect of our partnership ensures that each family and their family, coworkers, and supporters puts their hands into action. By volunteering to build their community, they are sharing this experience with their peer families and starting the literal foundation of their future lives as homeowners. Early in 2022, These families will be joining us to celebrate their new homes, and we hope all of you who can attend and join us as well to pass the keys, the blessings, and the love of family to our newest additions to our Habitat family, these 26 new homeowners. As new homeowners, they are on their own journey to build wealth. Through our unique and unprecedented model, these families will have a new beginning to a healthier life. Habitat homeowners report feeling more emotional and financial security, being able to finally save for their children's education and for them to participate in extracurricular activities and enjoy family time. They have deepened their financial education and will now live with a cap to their housing expenses at 30% of their income. And they have learned all of the necessary skills and tools to build a home, life, and legacy for themselves and their children. Habitat for Humanity Greater San Francisco's partnership with these families is a game changer. Now we are going to hear from some homeowners on what homeownership means to them. Hi, Jeanette. It's so great to be with you today. And thank you so much for joining us at our Framing the Future this year. We're so honored and humbled and blessed to have you. So thank you. I thought we would just hear a little bit about yourself and your family.
Hi, Maureen. It's nice to see you again, too. My name is Jeanette. I immigrated to the U.S. In 2001. I have two kids, 14 and 17 years old. So we moved into San Francisco Habitat, DeLong Children's Home Habitat home in 2008 Christmas time.
All right, what a wonderful Christmas gift.
Yes, we always said, yeah, it's an amazing Christmas gift. The
a little anniversary, yeah, that's so great. Can you tell me, what does owning a home mean to you?
Means everything. Owning a home means everything. Means a strong foundation. Means we are rooted in San Francisco. It's not only a roof over the head. It's everything to our family. So we can start a better life from there.
That's so great. Can you tell me, before you became a Habitat homeowner, where were you and your family living, and what was the situation like?
Before we moved to Habitat Homes, we live in Chinatown, San Francisco, Chinatown. 6 of us share a 1-bedroom apartment. So there's no privacy. And then the kids have their playmat on the floor. It's very tiny one. Yeah.
Yeah. So like so many hardworking families, people, because the region is so expensive, are, sort of left with, overburdened housing prices and have to live in much smaller spaces. So we're so glad you were able to, have a home and not only become a homeowner, which is one of the things that makes Habitat unique, but also have the space where your kids can thrive and grow up. And it sounds like, look at them, they're senior and freshman in high school, they're just ready to take on the world. And so that's so exciting. This year's Framing the Future, we're really focusing on sort of wealth building and savings and how families, by being a homeowner, are able to save money, because not only do we, with Habitat, where we cap the expenses of a homeowner at 30% of their income, but we do see that parents are able to start saving for their kids' education. They start to think about their future or get them involved in extracurricular activities. How has that been for your family since you moved to your Habitat home?
Oh, that's a big change, and then a big support for our family too. Because with the affordable mortgage and predictable mortgage, so we're able to save money for my girls to sign up for extra activities like swimming lesson, piano lesson, ice skating lesson, even joined the volleyball club for the past few years. So they did play in school in the volleyball team. So I feel we are very fortunate to have a support from Habitat. Now my older one is in 12th grade, so she's applying for college this year, this Christmas, during Christmas time. So we are saving up money for their college fund. That's a huge success for our family. Yeah,
that's so definitely great and so inspiring. And as a former volleyball player, and I think and it must be so exciting for you to think about her applying to colleges and setting her course moving forward with all of the skills and talents that she has. So congratulations on that. We have a lot of homes that we have 26 new homeowners who are doing what you did. And your family did when you were getting ready. They're doing their sweat equity, getting ready to move into Redwood City and Daly City early in the new year. And then we have over 200 homes in our pipeline that we're going to be building over the next 7 years. What is your hope for new Habitat homeowners?
I wish them they enjoy and value their house as much as I do. So, and I hope that they enjoy their 500 equity hours. That's an amazing experience. I think that is the very unique and meaningful experience for homeowners. Not only that you're getting to know other homeowners, but also you learn a lot of skills to maintain your house. I think that's very important.
We're so honored and blessed to be partners with you and have you part of the Habitat Greater San Francisco family. And it's so good to see you, and give my best to your whole family. And I hope your daughter's college applications go really well. And if she needs help, tell her to reach out.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jeanette. Really appreciate your time today.
No problem. Thank you.
All
My
right.
honor. Yeah. Thanks.
In affordable housing, home ownership is unfortunately the outlier. As I have shared with many of you before, all housing production matters, but demand has exceeded supply for decades. This is not happening overnight, and we are playing the long game to change it. Can I just give a quick shout out to the communities who have been so supportive and such good partners to Habitat to build most often what is the only affordable homeownership homes in their communities. In San Mateo County and Redwood City and Daly City and East Palo Alto and Brisbane and Menlo Park and South San Francisco. In San Francisco, in the Bayview, in the Mission, in the Ingleside, and soon to be built new homes in Diamond Heights. And in Marin County, in Novato. So much rich history with so many great partners in cities and counties. You are our heroes. Your partnerships, your thoughtfulness, your out-of-the-box thinking and adaptations to partner with Habitat Greater San Francisco. Thank you. HGSF is ready to continue our journey to scale. We are on a path to double our impact in the next 6 years, and we need you now more than ever. Our board recently approved another project in our portfolio of homes. 33 Habitat homes will be built in Redwood City. We are in the entitlement phase, and we are thrilled to be partnering with a world-class developer who has been a unique and wonderful and critical partner to HGSF. Habitat has such deep roots in Redwood City, and we are over the moon to be finishing our current 20 homes and moving forward in the next 33. It truly takes a village to create a beloved Habitat community. To all of you, your advocacy matters. Your welcoming is key. We are in several conversations with cities across our region to help be the solution they are seeking to the housing crisis. We are so excited and ready to bring Habitat and the beautiful and beloved communities of Habitat to your town. As I said earlier, all housing matters, but remember, home ownership builds wealth, and therefore it provides a unique and high-impact opportunity that will be felt for generations. Homeowners are taxpayers. Homeowners volunteer more. Homeowners plant roots, and homeowners stay. In our crazy expensive region that we all love so much, we need more homeownership, and you are leading and taking risks with us to make this happen. This year, through leadership of local city leaders, county boards of supervisors, and our housing leaders and heroes in Sacramento, we had a banner year in affordable housing legislation. 27 housing bills representing bipartisan legislation to expand housing production in California, hold local communities accountable to produce housing, to streamline the permitting process, and to increase density to create and allow more inclusive and vibrant neighborhoods across our state. This suite of bills has now been signed by our governor and will not only address our housing crisis, but will take the lead on issues of climate change, promoting and encouraging denser housing that is transit-oriented and closer to job hubs, a critical element in limiting California's greenhouse gas emissions, and will be embraced by Habitat Greater San Francisco in our efforts for green building. It is legislation that is we-oriented, not me-oriented. It's yes in my backyard, not no. Through the work of tireless housing advocates, we have brought forth the voices, minds, and solution-oriented approaches to move the needle even more. What does this mean to Habitat? We are building a dialogue and voices to push and promote, unapologetically shout for the funding and policy miracles to include the production and preservation of affordable homeownership. As leaders, we are ready to accept this challenge, to disprove the doubters, and join together to lead the movement for wealth building and ownership. Please support your local Habitat directly to do this life-changing work. Leave your legacy in your backyard. Habitat is committed to continuing to use the ubiquitous strength of our brand, the courage of our conviction, and we thank all of our supporters and stakeholders as they join us at decision-making tables through letter writing and emails, and yes, phone calls, to promote affordable home building and champion affordable home ownership. Once again this year, I have to pay tribute to our construction team, who's been working tirelessly each day throughout this pandemic and shutdown to feverishly build our new homes on track and stay focused on getting families into them as soon as possible. I can't say enough how humbled and grateful and inspired we are to do this life-changing and beloved community building work. We have an incredible conversation coming up with the one and only Van Jones, and so appreciate you taking your time to generously support our home building and preserving over the next year and beyond. Janice, it's so great to be with you today, and thank you so much for joining us at our Framing the Future this year. So excited to have you. We're just going to have a little dialogue and have you tell me a little bit about your experience as a Habitat homeowner. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your family?
Hello, Maureen. Thank you for inviting me. It's just an honor, and I'm really happy to be here and share my time with you. Well, about me and my family, I've been happily married for 32 years.
Congratulations.
I have 3 kids, and we came to the U.S. From the Philippines in 2005. And that was my wife was 7 months pregnant with my youngest, and when we came here, we stayed with my sister in a 2-bedroom in-law.
Oh.
There were 6 of them, and there were like 4 of us, so it's really cramped. But she was really kind enough to get us in and have us stay there for almost 3 months.
So great. Well, that's lovely and wonderful. We're so happy to have your family as part of our Habitat family now.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit, Janice, about what it means to own a home?
Well, for me, owning a home is a dream. It's a dream for me. Me as a father, I work hard to provide for my family, and it's really important for me to give them a shelter so that they can feel safe and cared for.
Yeah, no, I know. That's like, so many of us as parents, we want our kids to feel safe and to feel successful and to have a place where they can study and play and we can have family time. So can you described your housing situation before, and so moving to this home must have been quite a dream, but how long have you been a Habitat homeowner?
Oh, I've been a Habitat homeowner for 8 years now, since 2013.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it here.
Oh, that's so great.
It's really a blessing.
This year, and you have 3 children, so this year, Framing the Future, we're really focusing on housing and affordable home ownership and how it helps people do wealth building, because we know in America that it is a dream to own a home, and most people, especially in our region where the average home price is over $1.5 million, it's very hard for families to be able to do that. But, with Habitat homeowners, we're so excited because they actually can begin to start to save and be able to pay for things for their children to be able to participate in extracurricular activities and all the things that when you're really rent burdened, you can't do. And so homeownership really does move the needle for our homeowners. And I'd love to hear from you, how has your family been able to, really use your home as an anchor to be able to start to save and think about kids' education or activities or other things that benefit your family?
Well, so my eldest, so she studied in San Francisco State University, which is like a close proximity from our house.
Yes.
To just take the BART and just the bus. And just she finished her education. Like she became an engineer.
Congratulations.
And, yes, she bought her own house in Oregon.
Oh, so
she
great.
she moved there with her new family, and we visit her sometimes. But how it helped her is I can see that, students, they have like student loans. There are two really big, really huge student loans. My daughter, when she graduated, she only has like $2,000 as a student loan. She uses our house,
Right.
and she's not renting or anything. And then, food and shelter, she has it. And this home has really helped her, develop and be able to finish her studies as she wants to. And my second son, he graduated from high school, but was not able to get any job or go to college.
Mm.
But because he has this time that he was not able to get anything, and but what happened is he got into a program, and that program helped him get a full-time job.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, the time that he was like looking for a job, and then just this house is his shelter. This house helped him to not really get him like in the streets. Or he has a family here. He has us to support him, and it just he knows that somehow he would stand on his own 2 feet, which I think he's doing right now.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. That's so great. I mean, I think, for all of us as parents, we just want to launch our kids, but we also want to be that safe haven when, they come back. And,
Yes.
I have 3 kids, and my kids have come in and out, and same idea, keeping that college loan or that college cost down and really being able to, build a career and build a life. And so that's so wonderful. Can you tell me something that you're really proud of being a Habitat homeowner and being?
Well, I'm as a Habitat owner, I'm really proud of the memories that my family has made in this house, and of course the security and peace of mind that it provides, because we know that we won't be leaving anytime
Right.
soon. We always get kicked out. I mean, from the apartments and the units that we go to. But being here, we know that our rent or our mortgage won't grow.
Right.
It'll just stay like that until we finish paying, and it's really affordable, and
That's so great. And
the neighbors are really nice.
Oh, that's so great. I mean, that's one of the things we love so much, right? You get to build this community with people, and then you live there. And then with
Yes.
capping your mortgage at 30%, you're able to save.
Oh, yeah.
But you also are investing in yourself. So your wealth building comes from, your Habitat home. And when you can live there forever. And then if you
Yes.
choose to not, you choose to move, you sell
Yes.
it back to us, and you get all of the dollars in principal that you've paid in your mortgage as your equity. And so it really is a great proposition for folks who want to do that, and for people who don't and want to stay and age in their homes and make it that place where everybody comes back, just like so many people in America. It's so fantastic to sort of have
Yes.
this partnership with you. So thank you.
Yes.
I get, that we have 26 homes that we're going to be moving homeowners into early in the new year, 20 in Redwood City and 6 in Daly City. And then we're breaking ground on 2 new projects, 8 in San Francisco and 80 up in Marin. So we're going to have a lot of new Habitat homeowners joining our circle soon. What's your hope for a new Habitat homeowner?
Well, first, for those applying for a Habitat home, I would advise that they be patient and be honest. It is a long process, but the result is getting your own home and enjoying it for the rest of your life.
Right.
And for the new homeowners, it is my hope that they remember how they got here, and that they realize how blessed we all are, and to share and help others get the same thing.
Yeah, it's so great. And I think we're so lucky because we are in touch with our homeowners, and for forever, and they they do things like you're doing today, which is, speak up and speak out and help other people become homeowners through the partnership with Habitat. And, affordable housing is such a crisis in the Bay Area, and it's so hard for people. And so we just want to do as much as we can and grow our impact as much as we can. And we couldn't do it without our partner families. So that's really an incredible opportunity. So I guess I'll leave it with this and say, if you had a wish for us as Habitat Greater San Francisco, what would you like us to do?
My wish for Habitat GSF is that they grow even stronger throughout the years, and be able to help a lot more people, just like they helped me and my family.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm very
No.
tearful. Habitat is such a blessing for me, for my family. There's really no words to describe. It's so amazing what Habitat is doing.
Yeah, Jen's making me tearful, but thank you. I mean, we are so lucky to have you and so blessed, we couldn't do it without all of our supporters and all of our families. Oh, it's transformative, and it truly is. It's just magical. So thank you so much. Thanks for being with us today. Bless you and your family. I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What a year it has been. So much heartache and hardship, and so much hope, juxtaposed often as the bitter and the sweet journey for all of us. At HGSF, we are incredibly blessed and grateful for all we have accomplished and the foundations we have built to increase our impact in every area and every way across our organization. In our fight to magnify and amplify homeownership opportunities, we have been in deep study and examination of what wealth building means in America. Not the kind of wealth building done by generational wealth or by the luck of an incredible IPO. The kind that most Americans count on to build safety and security. The kind that most of us, if we are blessed and fortunate, either through a hand up from a family member, the ability to save more than we earned over time, or an unpredicted life event that changed our narrative, had one of these opportunities, and as a result, we became homeowners. In California, the impact of this opportunity, and in particular for families of color, is simply not availed. Our conversation today is with Van Jones. Arguably one of the greatest minds and voices on so many important issues facing our country, including climate change, green jobs, criminal justice reform, and the intersectionality of all social justice issues, including the impact and opportunities created by wealth building. Van may not remember this, but early in 2000s, I had the incredible opportunity when at Youth Leadership Institute in San Francisco to support his work, bringing diverse young people into the amazing movement he was starting in the Books Not Bars campaign. He was and is a force. We all know Van from his high-impact career as the founder of Dream Corps, a social entrepreneur, a CNN political commentator, an Emmy Award-winning producer, a New York Times best-selling author. He is famous for his heartfelt election night coverage, where he showed up as the voice of reason for people in red and blue states throughout the volatile 2016 political season. Van founded and led numerous social enterprises engaged in social and environmental justice. We are so honored and pleased to welcome Van Jones today to share with all of us his insights and thoughts on wealth building in America. Please join me in welcoming Van Jones.
Hello, I'm Van Jones, and I just want to say how glad I am to be a part of this meeting and this gathering. Habitat for Humanity, obviously one of the most important organizations that we have, focused on one of the most important issues that we have, which has to do with place, which has to do with ensuring that everybody counts and everybody matters and everyone has a place to live. The beautiful thing about this organization that I want to lift up today is in a time when everybody seems to be polarizing about everything, where coalitions seem to be fragmenting, where parties are not only turning on each other, parties are turning on each other internally as well. The work that I do in the news, I'm seeing more and more division, more and more polarization, less and less hope, except for a very few places. And somehow, miraculously, beautifully, quietly, this organization has maintained that beauty and that dignity and that integrity that it always has. The storms have not blown it off course. It shows that when people come together, even if they don't all look the same, pray the same, even vote the same, miracles are possible. Miracles are possible. We need each other. That's the truth that puts a lie to all the divisive rhetoric from all corners that you hear today. There are people who honestly seem to believe that if you can just convince enough people that the other party is wrong, or the other racial group is wrong, or the other region is wrong, or the other economic group is wrong, that once you've assigned the blame and delivered some shame, that the country's going to be better. And we're just one more round of insult away from a positive breakthrough in the country. And it's a lie. And it's a lie for one reason. The truth is that we all need each other. When it's time to build a house, when it's time to build a neighborhood, when it's time to build a nation, everybody counts, everybody matters, everybody's hands are needed, everybody's minds are needed to do a good job. And how many times have you seen people who don't look like each other forget their differences in pursuit of the common calling of creating a home and a place and a space for a neighbor, for a family? Our differences seem very, very big when we're far from each other, when we're yelling at each other through social media and cable news, or not even yelling at each other, talking about each other, not even talking to each other. The differences seem very, very big. But the closer you get to the real problems of powerlessness and poverty and deprivation, the smaller those differences appear, and the greater respect and appreciation we have for somebody who might vote differently, but man, they know how to use those tools. They know how to figure out the financing. They know how to bring that sandwich. They know how to help. That's what's needed. The medicine that's needed is the medicine that you're offering, that you're bringing. And I just want to encourage you to keep on doing that because it's necessary. And if we don't have these repositories and reservoirs and wells of goodness, unalloyed goodness in the country, then the desert that so much of society is becoming will ultimately prevail over all. I do not believe that we have to continue to go the way that we're going. I think that we can turn back to each other in a crisis, and we have many crises now. In a crisis, you're either going to turn to each other or you're going to turn on each other. Too many people want us to turn on each other. Habitat for Humanity is standing for the idea that we can turn to each other. And the reason it can stand for that is for the very simple reason, the very simple truth that humanity needs a home. Humanity needs a home. And Habitat for Humanity is providing that and much, much more every day. I appreciate being a part of this gathering.
Thank you, Van. That was amazing. And thank you so much for sharing your vision on wealth building in America. Has your perspective morphed or changed over the last 19 months with COVID?
Well, I think everybody is in a different place. I mean, I feel that, the virus was here to teach us a lesson. If you look back at the old biblical scriptures and that type of stuff, whenever there's a plague, there's some lesson there. And I feel like the lesson was about oneness and about wellness. We got to take better care of ourselves. We got to take better care of each other. We're all connected. The virus was very smart about just going from person to person to person. It didn't ask who you voted for. It didn't ask you, just, went from person to person to person without any respect to the differences. We need a movement for empowerment that acts the same way, that includes everybody and reaches everybody. So I do feel that I'm in a different place. And I also think that people, this idea of home just came to mean something much more profound during the pandemic. Home being not just this idea of, I rent here or I'm paying my mortgage here. Like, I have my life and being here. This is, this is a container for my existence, and my existence is precious. And I think that people coming out on the other side of this pandemic, you see people moving from some people move from the city to the country, some people move from the country to the city.
Right.
People are making different choices, and those much more powerful and empowered choices need to be matched with opportunity to choose the home that works for you and for your family.
Yeah, I think I always remind people make sure you kiss your babies and love your space. And, I think for us at Habitat Greater San Francisco, we're so proud to be in the home ownership space, particularly for low income folks, and that kind of equity building that comes from that, and helping, as we know in America, one of the dreams is, right, I want to own a home because it's going to help me be economically mobile. It's going to create legacy and roots and, security for my children. We see time and time again that, 95% of all the funding that we put to affordable housing goes to rental. And so doesn't always help folks get that kind of opportunity to really live that dream and to really be able to do it. And I know for us, that's that's what gets us up out of bed in the morning, is to make sure that we're creating those opportunities and producing those homes. If you had some advice for us to try to, move the ship, the public narrative, I mean, you're such an incredible influencer, what might that advice be to help us as we try to elevate this message of why it's so important to make equitable ownership for everyone in our community and in our country?
Well, I think it's just important for people to know the history here. Home ownership is such a big deal, especially for, say, the Black community. We were redlined out of being able to own. There's certain communities, no matter how much money you had, no matter how high you went up in your profession, no matter what your character was, you could not buy in that neighborhood, no matter what. There were covenants enforced by courts that kept people out. And that's why whenever you see an African-American who's successful, maybe they're a sports figure or an entertainment figure or a business person, the first thing they'll say is, I'm going to buy my mama a house. They don't say, I'm going to rent my mom a house. They don't say, I'm going to buy my mom some stocks and bonds. They say, I'm going to buy my mom a house, because that is how significant that achievement is for people. It means a lot. It represents a lot. It represents stability. It says I matter. It says I'm a real person. I'm a citizen. I'm a taxpayer. I belong here. It's very important. And I think that we have to remember, these dollars that come out of, for economic development, for community development, they can be used in a number of ways. But the outcome, when that dollar is spent, when that building is built, when the hammers, go away and the trucks pull off, those outcomes last for generations. If it's only rental property, that's one kind of neighborhood. If people can actually buy and belong someplace, that's a different kind of neighborhood. Not to say there's anything wrong with renting, but it is to say that we need to have the options and the choices. And I think we have to lift up much more aggressively those kind of truths and realities.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So you have spent your career, and I've followed a lot of your career, which thank you for everything that you've done. But you've really shined a light on injustices and systems in our country, and you've really helped advance mutual agendas and needs, like workforce training and the environment, and as it's often called the injustice system, and how to reform that through green jobs and banning the box and and so many programs like that over the years. What are a couple of key elements that you can think of in these sort of intersectional campaigns and actions that you think we could learn from in housing? And in particular, like what's some economic equity building, through things like homeownership that you just talked about, that also could be intersected with some of these issues? So as we're fighting an issue, we're also, we're trying to do this in green building, obviously, and look at, how that's affecting climate change. But what is some of that intersectionality that you might shine some light on for us?
Well, I was going to point out that, when you're building buildings, you're affecting the planet and you're affecting people. There's nothing more impactful of both than the building. the materials that you use, that has an impact. Are you using bamboo, which is a grass that grows back, or are you using old growth lumber, old growth timber? Those are very different impacts to build a building. Is there solar or not? Do you have clean, non-toxic insulation and paint that's safe for kids or not? You start affecting the environment. You start affecting public health by all of those choices. One of the other things is not just the impact on the planet and impact on public health, but also the impact on people. We unfortunately, you mentioned it, have a prison population that is the biggest in the world. Our little tiny country, only 5% of the world's population. We have 25% of the world's prisoners. That is a shame and a shock. It's not because Americans are that much more criminal or that much more violent or that much more addicted. It's that we have built an incarceration industry that's a repeat business industry that keeps growing and growing, almost independent of whether crime is going up or down, unfortunately. And so we've got to do something smart and responsible about right-sizing that system. And as we do, when people come home, they got to have a place to stay. And we have to be able to honor the idea of a second chance, honor the idea of sometimes a first chance, the first fair chance. Some people, growing up in foster homes and with very little going for them, they really never had a fair first chance to get into a good school and get into a good job. And so we've got to be more willing and more excited to house people who are coming home from their experience of incarceration.
I appreciate you lifting that up. Another sort of a little bit of a transition and question is, we're talking a lot about race in America and equity and wealth building in America, and we need to keep talking about it. It doesn't need to be, 2019's news, right, or 2020's news. It's today's news, and we have so much progress to make and so much to do. And part of that, we're proud to say that 85% of our Habitat homeowners in our region in San Francisco are people of color, and that just kind of blows out all the statistics of anywhere else, who's building these kinds of homeownership opportunities. So we're really proud of that. But we also know that, we're, as we said earlier, the funding priorities or the policy priorities, I still come across CC&Rs where there's racial covenants that are not legal and we need to remove, but somehow they haven't been removed yet and they need to be removed. So I'm wondering, if you were in charge, Van had the wand and was ready to go and say, here's the things we need to do. What are 3 or 4 things that you would do first to change some of these necessary policies and priorities for our country?
Well, everything starts with education. I don't mean just the school system. We have to educate each other. Listen, especially in the Bay Area, the United States of America, we are the most diverse nation in the history of the world. We got every color in the Skittles bag. We got every Muppet in the Muppet Show. We have every kind of human being ever born in one country, in one region. And the crazy thing is, we mostly get along. We forget that. We mostly get along. Yeah, we fuss and fight a little bit, but I've been to countries where they have only 2 ethnic groups and they fight all the time. And then kill each other in the streets. 2 ethnic groups. I think you come to the Bay Area, you got 30 languages spoken in the public schools alone, and we mostly get along. And yet it's a constant process of us continuing to educate each other more and more so we can get along better and we can do more together and we can, have more success for our children. But this is the key. I do think it's important that we try as best we can to keep a good spirit. This is soulful work. If you get too much in your head, you can start just bashing each other with the different ideas and different rhetorics and different word choices, and you didn't say it right, and all that kind of stuff. And then nobody wants to talk, and people feel canceled, and then people feel insulted, and people feel canceled for canceling. And all that is because we're just banging our heads against each other or banging our fingers on the keyboards or working our thumbs to death. as opposed to realizing we're talking about heart and soul. We're talking about everybody counts and everybody matters. And when we say everybody, we mean everybody. Straight white guys count too. The lesbians of color, whatever. Everybody's humanity needs to be protected and respected. And some people have different things to learn. The goal has to be that we end up with all of us winning more, all of us having more places we can go and contribute and learn and be appropriate with each other and be helpful to each other. We're not just trying to take the people who are on top and throw them in the garbage can, take people in the garbage can and put them on top of everybody to lord over everybody. We're not just trying to reverse. We aren't going for payback. We aren't going for revenge. We're going for a complete transformation, a different, better version of all of us. If you're a conservative, there's a compassionate conservative tradition in this country that you can respect and uplift. If you're a progressive, there's a compassionate, smart, innovative, progressive tradition that doesn't have anything to do with canceling folks. It has to do and calling people out. It has to do with calling people in and calling people up. The way that Dr. King and Ella Jo Baker and Fannie Lou Hamer did in the days, that we all got to get back to the best in our traditions so that we can bring the best out in each other. That's got to be the goal. And sometimes we get away from that. And it's heartbreaking to me because, I hate racism. I hate sexism. I hate all the bigotries and all the biases. But I know for sure that Dr. King was right and Ella Jo Baker was right. Fannie Lou Hamer was right. Bayard Rustin was right. John Lewis was right. Diane Nash was right when they taught our community that we're going to fight hate with love. We're going to fight intolerance with empathy. Sometimes you fight fire with fire, but you never fight fire with fire in the nursery where everybody you love is sleeping. There you fight fire with water. This country is a nursery for all of our children, all of our grandchildren. We don't want to fight fire with fire here. We want to fight fire of hatred, the fire of bigotry, the fire of intolerance. We want to fight that fire with water, the water of enlightenment and empathy and wisdom and kindness. Doesn't mean water can have force now, but I'm not saying it's all lovey-dovey, but it should be as loving as it can be, because at the end of the day, we all have to be here together. And so, these are times, I think, for us to, as we transition into a more diverse, we've always been diverse, but now we're acknowledging the diversity. We're letting the fact of our diversity be seen and known and discussed. As we do that, let's keep our souls big and our hearts open to each other, because change is hard and change is scary and change is necessary.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it makes me think of, Habitat itself was founded on this notion of radical inclusivity, and a lot of the work of Dr. King and others to really look at what can be brought forth. And I guess, we're so fortunate that we get to see, with our model, all these people coming together with love and with compassion and with power to become more powerful together, not apart. And so it's really inspiring. So, my last question for you, Van, is, you're an entrepreneur, you're a leader. I know you're a dad too, and that you're probably an awesome one. You're an empath, and I love this about you. Like, what message or challenge would you like to leave the audience today?
Well, mainly just keep on doing what you're doing. You can always do it better. You can always improve. That's true for anything. That'll be true 10 years from now, 100 years from now. But, give yourself some credit. There are very few organizations that are as beloved. There are very few brands that are as embraced and well-known and respected. And that's hard to achieve and definitely hard to maintain in this environment. And yet that's what you're doing. And it's sometimes it's just good to appreciate each other, to appreciate what you've done. Doesn't mean you get self-satisfied or arrogant or egotistical. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that everything in the country doesn't suck. everything in the country isn't going down the drain. And one of the things that doesn't suck is this organization. One of the things that's actually a pillar of what's good, an example of what's good, a stake in the ground for good is this organization. And, it's okay to smile sometimes. It's okay to give some high fives sometimes. It's okay. Exactly. It's okay, to give some pounds on the back and say, hey, listen, sometimes it's the sky is dark, but we got some stars shining brightly. And this organization is one of those stars. And I would just encourage you to nourish that and to look that up.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much, Van. Thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and for who you are in the world and for bringing so many people together to shine that light and all for good. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Maureen.
As we move near a close in this calendar year, I am honored, proud, and fired up to join all of my incredibly hardworking and talented staff alongside all of you, our stakeholders, partners, and supporters, to bring to light as many opportunities to build and preserve homeownership in our region and beyond. As is often said, when a door closes, we must open a window. I'm humbled and proud to say our home is filled with light. New housing laws, over 250 opportunities for new homes in our pipeline, and hundreds of homes to repair to ensure the wealth built and equity attained changes a family's future forever. Starting today, we need thousands of volunteers and millions of dollars that will be highly leveraged by our hardworking families paying their mortgages and the local and state funds dedicated to affordable home ownership. Habitat leverages every dollar you give with $5 to $7 through this model. This is an incredible return. We need your time, your talent, and your treasure to build our beloved community. So please come out and support us as we move our 80-unit project through development in Novato. We need you in Redwood City and Daly City. We need you in San Francisco, where we'll be going vertical next summer in Diamond Heights. And we need many hands to build the 8 3 to 4 bedroom homes and continue to work on the entitlement of our 20 home project at Balboa Reservoir. We need you at City Council and Planning Commission meetings across our region. We need you to hold elected officials accountable and encourage them to support homeownership resources in all funding and to support local bonds and build the leaders and financial resources to build and preserve homeownership, a tried and true way to build wealth in America. And remember, please scan the QR code on the screen or go to habitatgsf.org/donate to make a donation to support this important work in the Bay Area. Your support ensures your resources and philanthropy build homes right here in your backyard. So other families in San Mateo, Marin, and San Francisco have the same opportunities your children had or are having. Habitat families are your teachers, daycare workers, hospital workers, domestic supporters. They, like you, want to build and thrive in our beautiful Bay Area and all it has to offer. They want to join you in building their family a future. I want to once again thank the Marin Community Foundation for being our presenting sponsor and all of our other corporate sponsors for their generous support. I especially want to thank Salesforce and SweetSpot, whom without their support for today, it would not have happened, literally. And most of all, I want to thank you for joining us today. I hope you've had a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you in helping us build wealth in America, building a beloved community here at Habitat Greater San Francisco. I do sincerely hope by next year we can be together in person, celebrating even more pipeline projects coming to our region. Goodbye, be well, be safe, and be active from all of us at Habitat for Humanity, Greater San Francisco. Thank you.